Brian, this is a huge and very frustrating development.
Yeah, I mean, totally unexpected, Dan. Was not expecting to get that piece of information in the last couple of minutes. We were sort of wondering why there are so many police out here. Obviously, this is a fire scene, and we've been at fire scenes for the last couple of days, and it didn't really make a lot of sense that more and more LAPD were showing up, and then the crime scene unit also being out here. So we spoke to the lead officer in charge, who you saw there, and he was very open about it. He said that they believe the Kenneth fire, which is the latest fire to start here in LA, now at 900 acres, give or take, they believe that someone did intentionally set it, that this is now officially an arson investigation. He said this whole area behind me, the canyon behind me, they're calling now a crime scene, and that they have a person in custody, detained, who they are questioning. Apparently someone in the area may have seen something. Now someone is in custody. But when you think about what has gone on in LA over the last 3 days, and granted, keep in mind, this is just the latest fire. This doesn't mean the other fires that we've been covering were intentionally shot. We don't we don't know. But LAPD saying they believe this latest fire was arson, Dan.
So yeah, what you see here is just a whole slew of things that are going on with the actual suspects here. Now, granted, this was at 10:05 a.m. and at 6:44 p.m. they said that, okay, it was just actual arson. So it looks like he will be actually charged of arson. So you have to realize the times here. So some of these were released at 10:25 and 12:35 p.m. and 10:05 a.m. And then this at 7:40 p.m. was like, well, we suspected arson. So that being said, you have to recognize the times. And what we have here, just in police say local citizens were the ones who detained the alleged arsonist who set the Kenneth fire tonight in the LA area. So
what we know right now is that the incident started here, and about 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, a suspect was detained over in Woodland Hills area by citizens.
So someone purposely set the Kenneth fire?
At this time, that's what we believe, yes.
Do you know how or why they did that?
That I don't know.
Is this a crime scene right now?
Yes.
So everything's closed off?
It's being investigated as a crime.
Yeah, so it looks like this is an ongoing thing, and it's gonna get worse, guys. It's gonna get a lot worse. So what we have here from Colin Rugg, pretty much saying Los Angeles police say local residents detained a suspected arsonist after they saw the suspect lighting what is now the Kenneth fire. The fire in question has since swelled up to nearly 1,000 acres. There are growing concerns that arsonists may be starting fires so they can then loot the homes after residents evacuate. The incident started here, and about 30 minutes later, a suspect was detained over in Woodland area. Locals love to see locals taking matters into their own hands. So that's what's been going on here. And then we have here from Sean McGuire saying there are gangs in LA deliberately starting fires so that people can evacuate and then rob their homes. This is happening at a large scale, at least 100 robbers, likely the Chilean crime syndicate. So yeah, that's what's going on here, right? Chilean crime syndicate. That sounds more like a out of country syndicate than anything. So guys, this is what happens when you allow illegal immigrants into your country from other countries, because they don't have the same mentality. They don't have the same laws. They don't have the same not brain power, but the same ability to recognize the third world. You bring a third world into your country, you get a third world. That's just kind of how that works. We have this here from One Bad Dude saying, listen, what's going on in California? Have arson sleeper cells been activated? This is what this woman has to say here.
This is a real text that I just received from a friend of mine about the fires. I'm not going to cry because I got torn apart for my last TikTok video where I cried about my house maybe burning down. I'll spare you. She's on a plane, and I said, do you want me to go to your house and get stuff out? Like things that you can't replace. I'll go right now, even though the area is evacuated. She wrote back, you can't get in. Topanga's barricaded. The back way we use is being guarded by fire trucks now because some of the neighbors caught a guy setting more fires on the back of our hill. They chased him away. They called 911. I think they caught the guy recently in Woodland Hills trying to put gasoline in sewers. It's happening all over. Okay, happy to talk about climate change. I'm not a scientist, so I don't understand enough about it to weigh in. I think this is also a mental illness crisis. And what do you say? Oft? What do you say? Unalived? When someone unalives someone, I'm the first person to go, I'd like to hear their side of the story. I'm sure they should be in jail, but like, I just want to hear their side of the story. Arsonists. I don't need to hear your side of the story. Your story sucks.
Yeah, so if that's what's going on here, and there's been multiple of these reports going on, maybe we should start thinking a few things here. Maybe there's some things that are not adding up. We have this here. Meet the people in charge of LA's fire response, all of them lesbians, named Kristen Crowley, first LGU Fire Department, LAPD. Salary is $439,000. Christina Kepner, lesbian assistant chief LAPD, salary is $264,000. Kristen Larson, first black lesbian equity bureau, chief LAPD, $399,000. So all these people are being paid hefty amounts of money. Granted, though, you need a high salary to be living in LA. I'm not gonna lie. You do need to be a high salary. You can't be living on a 60,000, 70,000 salary in LA. You will probably be living on the streets. So give it a take. But despite all that, they all named Kristen or Christina or have that Christ in their name, if you say. So So yeah, it's really remarkable, really quite remarkable that all their names are practically the same, and all of them are lesbians. You know, it's just I guess lesbians just have to name themselves Chris in some type of form or faction. So yeah, we have this here as well that happening now in Cali. Gangs are killing, breaking in, and setting fires and looting. So, just to take a look at this.
Okay, this is for everybody in LA. If you survived the fire, congrats. This is round 2. This is threat number 2. Threat number 1 was the fire. It's slowing down, great. Do not relax. There's no time for fucking tears yet, no crying, no nothing. This is game time because human beings are the apex predator. People are aware. Cops, nobody's responding to crimes right now. Everything is going to be covered and overlooked by this whole fire that's happening. People are already breaking into businesses, breaking into houses, harming other people, unaliving other people, because nobody's gonna fucking take the time. There's too much happening for people to look at. Oh, this person's not breathing no more. Was it a red rum or was it the devastation? There's too many things to be focused on. All crime, no one's there to help you right now. So, protect you and yours at all costs. And I mean all costs. All that fucking pent up bullshit that everybody got from 2024, you want to crash the fuck out, save it. You about to need it.
So, the thing is, in California, at least particularly in LA, San Francisco, and maybe some of these other very, very, very woke areas, self-defense is not really that thing. You kind of have to duty to retreat and just run away for your life. If you go and attack people or defend people, or not attack, but, defend yourself or other people, you're most likely to be put in jail instead of, defending yourself. So, yeah, that's here or there.
This is not a time to relax. This is not a time to fucking chill out. This is about to become a fight for resources. And you're also going to be dealing with people in the society of LA. All these homeless people been waiting for their moment. This is their time to shine. They're already breaking into houses, businesses, stealing. People are setting more fires just because they want to watch this shit go down. So keep in mind, the fire going away is threat number 1. I'm happy if you survived. I'm so fucking goddamn sorry everybody's in this goddamn position. It's the worst thing that can happen. But this is threat number 2. This is the one you really gotta pray to make it the fuck out of. And when I say protect you and yours at all costs, I mean at all costs, because their crimes are kind of free for all.
Yeah, so you get the gist. And we also have this here from Colin Rugg. It's pretty much with this, it's saying, new LA Mayor Karen Bass called for $49 million in additional cuts to the fire department just a week before the LA fires, which would have shut down 16 fire stations. California, we deserve better leaders. The renovation was made by the Daily Mail, who obtained a leaked internal memo. The LAPD is going through a financial year 2024 to 2025 $48.8 million budget reduction exercise with the city's office, the document read. The only way to provide a cost savings would be close as many as 16 fire stations, not research fire stations. This equates to at least one fire station per city council district. So, yeah, that's what this is saying here. So, it was worse, guys, than I thought. It was worse. You know how I said it was going to be 17 million or whatever? It was 3.3 million where they did the reductions, but it was but they actually wanted to do more. They wanted to be at 23.9 million or what have you. Well, apparently it was significantly more than what I thought it was, or it was reported. It was almost 2 or 3 times more than what it was. So it was not going to be that. It wasn't going to be 17 million. It wasn't going to be 23.9 million. No, it was going to be $49 million of reductions to the fire department. That's what they wanted to do. So the only way I could possibly think what they were planning here was that they just wanted LA to burn. They wanted all of California to completely burn and turn to ash. That's what I want. Hey, how about this? Karen Bass, why don't we just ship you to Africa? You love Africa so much that you would rather just, be there than be anywhere in LA. Why don't we just put you in Ghana, keep you in Africa, have you stay in Africa, and get the hell out of our state? Out of our country. Because you obviously don't care for the American people. You sure as hell don't care for LA because you just rather be in Africa than anywhere near your actual city. That's where I'm getting at here. And then we have this here. LA Mayor Karen Bass requested the fire department slash nearly $49 million from their budget. Last year, Gavin Newsom cut the fire budget by $100 million, guys. $100 million. Now we found out a reservoir in Pacific Palisades was empty and closed. Unbelievable. So Gavin Newsom cut fire budget by $100 million last year. Oh my God. You can't make this up. And it's like, Gavin Newsom's all like, oh, I'm not the one at fault. I didn't do anything. We're trying our best. Yeah, so you have one mayor that is just straight up saying, oh, we're going to get rid of $50 million. Now Gavin Newsom's like, nah, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to double that, and I'm going to make it $100 million. Are these politicians, right? I'm convinced that they're actually wanting to destroy California or kill off Americans or do something, because this is just blatant, actual allowing this to happen. This is insane. This is beyond DEI at this point. This is people willingly want people to burn to death, because you cannot be having this. This is insanity to me. How can we have $150 million pretty much removed from the fire department? What is happening? These people need to be jailed at this point. They allowed this to happen. They 100% allowed this to happen. We have this here from Brandon Strauka saying, LA Mayor bobs her head enthusiastically as Gavin Newsom cries of misinformation regarding CA fires. The mayor of LA had an opportunity to set the record straight days ago at a press conference, but decided instead to go silent in front of the press and freeze like a deer in headlights as the media asked her about slashing funding for the LA Fire Department. And of course, you have this person here, whoa, LA Los Angeles Fire Chief straight up admits the city of Los Angeles failed her in her department. Karen Bass stripped $17 million in funding from the department, and the chief warned her last month that the funding cuts hamper their response.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Did the city of Los
So, as I said before, we can't always 100% blame DEI, even though DEI had a huge part in this, because as I showed the video before, that the fire department, no matter who you have in charge, whether it's DEI or not, is, well, going to fail if you remove $17 million, $20 million from it. God forbid if you remove $50 million, let alone $100 million. So, this is just the reality of it, right? our governors, the Democrats, want every single American, at least in California, to die. That is what I've confirmed here. The California Democrats want people to die, right? That's just straight up. That cannot be misstated, because they're coming out and saying, "Oh, we're not the bad guys," yet you're the ones that are calling $100 million from the fire department, 150 to be exact, and you're expecting that it's not your fault. That's insanity to me. There is no way that this is possible. It's completely insane. Completely insane. And now, thanks to their illegal immigration system as well, potentially we have people that are setting fires across the entire state of at least LA. Where are people going to start realizing that it is democratic failure that is causing this? These are the people that are causing the destruction and mayhem in our country and in our states. And it's time for people to start realizing this and wake up. Because there is no way that you can blame Republicans for this. You can't blame Donald Trump for this. You can only blame Democrats. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Let's guys share. As always, take care, my friends. Stay safe out there in LA, because you're going to need a lot of it.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.